Hello there! Today I want to talk to you about the sun and the moon and how they found their positions in our sky today. At the beginning of time and Earth, when the first gods just created everything, there was no time yet. So that what was supposed to be time was reigned by night. The giantess Nod. The word night derived from her name, and everything was dark. So the Aesir gods gave her a husband of their kind, and together with the god she had a son named Dag, the day. The gods gave day and night chariots to pull across the sky, which contained moon and sun. And the chariots were pulled by 2 horses. And the sun wagon was shielded with a giant shield, which protected earth and water from being burned by the heat of the sun. The sun itself came from Surtur's world, where also the stars came from when the gods threw them into the sky. And this was a giant fireball from beginning of time, from one of the worlds from before time. And both wagons pulled across the sky, and we had day and night, and all creatures in all 9 worlds knew when it was day and when it was night, and time began, and we had a possibility of defining time and counting time. The horse which pulled the wagon of night had foam on its mouth, and every night it dripped off, and in the morning when you see wet grass, it is from the foam which dripped off the mouth of the horse. One day there was a man, a giant, Mundilfuri. He had 2 children, which he considered so beautiful that he said they were equal to the gods, and told everybody that he felt this way about his children, and he named them because of their beauty, after sun and moon, Suna and Mani. The gods heard about this and became very angry, and so they did 2 things. They took Mundilfuri and made him the person which turned the Axis Mundis, the world trees. He made sure that everything spins. The earth, the moon, the sun, everything is in motion, and it is his job to keep everything turning. Second thing the gods did was to take the children and set them into the chariots and replace day and night. So sun and moon became what they were meant to be by their father, or what they were supposed to be equal with. The sun got a 2nd horse to pull a chariot, and so she and her brother chased the chariots across the sky, and sun and moon switched places with each other. There was another thing. The Fenris wolf had 2 sons with his mother, and they were also wolves, and they were called Hati and Skull. And these 2 wolves chased the chariots and tried to catch sun and moon and end time. Every time a wolf is at height with one of the wagons, we have a solar or lunar eclipse. And the wolves will not get the chariots until the last day of Earth. At the end of Ragnarok, they will get the chariots. Hati will get the moon. But he won't eat him. That will be his brother Managam, the moon wolf. He will eat him, and his blood will shed on his sister Sol, and she will be eaten by Skull, who is chasing her chariot. Before that, Sol will have a daughter, and this daughter will reign when the world is renewed and restored. And just like the night was the only time that was at the beginning of the world, the daughter of the sun will be the only time that is in the new world. There's another story about Mani, who saw two children working in the woods, and their father was stealing wood, which he wasn't allowed to steal, and he made his children carry much more wood than they were able to carry. And the moon saw this, Mani saw this, and he felt sorry for the children. So he took the children with him and set him on his chariot. And when our ancestors looked into the sky and saw the moon spots, they saw the two children up there, or at least the male one of the two, and that is the origin of the man on the moon, which took a great part in a lot of modern legends and a lot of stories, and I think in the last 200 years there have been so many stories. And the idea of someone being on the moon really made people want to go, want to leave Earth, want to long for more, and perhaps landing on the moon was just a simple consequence of this, because people always want to look what is up there. Must have been quite disappointing when they actually were there and found, I don't want to say nothing, but it must have been really disappointing. But this idea of something more out there, and story of the man on the moon, I think it was always very important to people.